find out what's happening in the story of Snap Wolf's journey to find a mate. Well, he had brought down the elk cow. He had brought her down. And suddenly the wind was knocked out of him from the impact of the bull's antlers. The force of the hit sent Snap sailing through the air. He landed in the sagebrush. Sharp pains gripped his stomach and ribs, almost too painful to move. Snap's huge paws gripped the branches of the sage and thrust him off the bush. When his feet hit the ground, he sprang into a run toward the rounded top of Jump Off Joe Mountain and disappeared among the sagebrush, juniper, and scrub pine. The bull followed and then stopped, snorted into the air, turned, and trotted away. Snap found a spot under a pine to stop, to nurse his wounds, to plan his next move. As he listened to the distant sound of the western pewee, the rasping of the grasshopper wings, and the slip, chirp, treep of the dusty flycatcher, the sun sank low in the west. A chill settled over the terrain. Snap was hungry and thirsty, terribly thirsty. He needed to get to water and get to the downed cow. He struggled to his feet, fighting less stiffness and pain than he expected, and followed the drag marks until he found her. Several coyotes had finished his job and were now feasting on the carcass. Snap didn't feel much like getting into a fight with a pack of coyotes, but he had brought her down the cow. It was his prize. He was determined to claim his prey. He stiffened his muscles, raised his nose into the air, and sent a painful but terrible howl into the afternoon sky. Then he slowly walked into the open. The coyotes were stunned by the sound of what they had just heard, and now what they saw. For the past few nights they had heard the wolf's cry from far off distance, but not this close. They had never seen a wolf. His size was intimidating. He would make 2 or 3 of the biggest of them. The leader of the coyote pack said something to the others and then trotted away down the slope and into the canyon below. The others followed. Snap walked to the carrion and began eating. Overhead, vultures circled, waiting their turn, and a marten, a wolverine, and a badger watched from the underbrush. Once satisfied, Snap walked away. Before he settled in, he sent a howl into the night. He waited for a recognizable response. None came. Now go get a book from the library and read something else, or you can read some more about Snap. Do so now, lads and lasses.